Hey guys, Coach Sam here. It's Thursday, March 28th, 2024, and today we're going to build some shoulders like boulders, baby. All right, guys, so we got a quick warm up today. It's going to be our prehab upper number 3. We're going to hit 3 relatively quick rounds. It's going to be 5 reach, roll, and lifts per arm into 10 single arm dumbbell high pulls with a 2-second negative and a 30-second bar hang. On that 30-second bar hang, once you guys get into position there and start hanging, feel free to move around a little bit to open up your thoracic and your upper back to help us prep for some pressing work that we have. So for our first movement today, it's going to be our heavy mechanical loading movement. It's going to be push press anarchy. So we're going to be building up over 5 sets from an RPE 6 to an RPE 10. If you guys are unfamiliar with the RPE scales, there's a video and instructions on all the platforms there to talk to you about how to interpret the RPE scales. But we're going to be working from set 1 with 15 reps, set 2 with 12, set 3 with 10, and the final 2 sets going from an RPE 9 and an RPE 10, both of 8 reps, looking to build to a top set of 8 across those 5 sets. So for some points of performance with the push press. So for your grip, you can use the same grip you would normally use for a strict shoulder press, for a standing barbell shoulder press. For your feet position, think about where you would place your feet if you're going to try to conduct a vertical jump for as much height as possible. You want to generate that force in a good athletic position. So you don't want to go too wide. You also want to be too narrow. So generally about hip width apart, maybe slightly outside of that's probably going to be optimal for most people. And then when you dip on the push press, try to maintain a vertical posture when you dip, because if you're going to come forward, that's going to cause the weight to load you on the front of your body, and it's going to cause you to potentially push the weight out in front of you versus directly overhead. So try to make sure that when you dip, you are driving up through driving down through your heels. When you drive up, if you come up on your toes, that's fine, but make sure you're maintaining that vertical posture there. And alternatively, if the push press bothers you for some reason, because maybe it's too dynamic of a movement, or maybe you have space considerations, you can always substitute a standing or a seated strict press as well if the push press isn't going to work for you. All right, next for our concentration work, we have seated alternating dumbbell or kettlebell overhead press. So for this movement, we're going to have a pair of dumbbells or kettlebells in each arm, and we're building up over 4 sets from an RPE 7 to an RPE 10, going from 12 reps on set 1, 10 reps per arm on set 2, 8 reps per arm on set 3 and set 4. So for this movement, we're going to have our pair of dumbbells or kettlebells. You're going to press them both overhead to start, and then you're going to go 1001, 1002, 1003 on the way down. Press this arm up and then alternate 1001, 1002, 1003, and then up. That's 1 rep, and you're going to be performing that for the total amount of reps per arm on each side. So that would be 12 reps per arm on each side, depending on how you're counting. All right, guys, moving on for our metabolic stress work. So we're going to have 4 sets, supersets of 12 dumbbell bent over rear delt raises into 15 banded single arm delt raise. So for the bent over dumbbell rear delt raise, so you're going to have probably, between a 90 to maybe a little bit higher of an angle, depending on how comfortable your postural integrity is there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take those dumbbells and you're going to slightly bend your elbows, and you want to squeeze your upper back and your rear delts on the way back, and then slowly release and protract your scapula on the way down, and then retract on the way back up. You're going to be hitting 12 good solid reps of that, and then you're going to immediately drop that, and you're going to grab more than likely a lighter dumbbell, and then you can hook a band around an upright towards the bottom or some other upright mechanism, and you can hook the top of the dumbbell or your wrist to the top of the light band, and you're going to perform 15 single arm side lateral raises per arm. Now, on this specific movement, there's no need to have your elbow go higher than your shoulder. having your elbow in line with your shoulders perfectly fine. And then you can also perform these straight out to the side or at a slight angle towards the front of your body, depending on what you're comfortable with and what feels good to you. But we're looking for some good metabolic stress in that medial delt there. So if you're feeling it in that part of your shoulder, then you're doing it the right way. All right, now for our metabolic stress finisher, we're going to have our bandy shoulder pump, which is going to be a total of 300 reps, split 150 reps a piece between 150 banded pull-aparts and 150 face pulls. So for these pull-aparts and face pulls, you can do like 30 to 50 reps at a time. You can alternate movements. You could also do all 150 with small breaks and all 150 with small breaks in the other movement. I personally like to superset the two to break it apart a little bit. So for the band pull-aparts, grab yourself, a medium tension band, get some tension on it, and then perform your pull-aparts. You can perform, a set right in front of your chest. You can also perform them at a different angle towards, at a 45-degree here, and then also behind your head. So you have multiple ways to manipulate the band pull-aparts to hit different angles of your scapula and your upper back musculature there. And then for the banded face pulls. So for these, you can take a lighter band or even the same band, hook it to an upright at about eye height. You're going to grab the band, the inside of one portion of each of the bands, and then you're going to basically perform a row towards your face. And you want to retract your scapula on the way back and then get a good stretch on the way forward. And again, we want to see good clips of 30 to 50 reps there. You should feel pretty pumped out for your upper back once you finish up those 300 reps. Then for our conditioning work, we implemented some new CrossFit options for you guys. I'm sure you started seeing them roll in last week to include this week. So for our CrossFit workout today, we've got a 12-minute AMRAP of a 15-calorie echo or assault bike, 15 burpees to a 6-inch target, and a 250-meter row. Following that, our grunt work option is going to be 5 rounds of 20 bodyweight lunges, which is 10 steps per leg, into 15 Russian kettlebell swings at 70 or 53 pounds. And then for energy system development work, we have a 10-minute AMRAP of a 200-meter run and 10 burpees. And then you guys have your optional core work and then our Thunder Broga for recovery. All right, guys, hope you guys have a great shoulder day. Post your training videos in our Thunderbro Family Facebook page. And if you're on Train Heroic or Beyond the Whiteboard, make sure you guys are hitting up myself on Train Heroic and Coach Kenny on Beyond the Whiteboard if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about your training. All right, guys, have a great shoulder day.